Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC 5168-731-683, by Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and by Riester's Bakery. Norm's Way, here are your hosts, Dave and Adam. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan. And Adam, what's cooking?
Thank you, Norm, for letting me keep your seat warm this week.
Yeah, we wish Norm well and look forward to his return. Weather is amazing.
Shorts weather.
Yeah, but the real story is school budget. Let's just dive right into it. Let's go through the results, and we'll do
Stunning. The margin of victory for the budget and for the incumbent candidates. Really, probably a lot of people didn't expect to see that.
Right. So first race, Rocket Seas versus Zelig. 2,223 versus 1717, and then in seat number 2, Andrea Shinsano, 2211 versus Rachel Kushner, 1,725. So, pretty lopsided victories.
Generally speaking, in any political race, it's hard to unseat an incumbent unless you have a really good rationale. And not sure that the challenges did. I mean, they obviously care about the budget and made a good case, showed themselves to be very knowledgeable, but it is generally very hard to unseat an incumbent that people are happy with.
Yeah, and the turnout was pretty impressive. I mean, it was pretty much like twice as much as it was last year. So I think pretty much people just got scared out of their wits with Dan and his rant, and they're like, I gotta go because I don't want to hear another rant from Dan. But I think it was only 30% or something like that, Dan.
Yeah, I think if you do the math, it's probably about a third of the eligible voters. But look, on the flip side, this is the first time in 3 years the budget has passed on the first go-around. Doing a little bit of looking around Newsday, it looks like there were only 2 school districts that did not pass, but everybody else did. It's a good change for us as far as I can tell.
Yeah, relatively uneventful around Nassau and Suffolk County, and around here almost uneventful. So I guess, to your point, that's pretty good.
I think what they say is every action has an opposite and equal reaction, and I think the more people are pushing against the budget, what we're seeing is people who are defending it and people are stepping up to support the budget and pass the budget. So that's why I think we're seeing a bigger turnout than last year. I think people feel strongly that the school should be well funded, and they're showing up, and that word is getting around, and you saw a lot of people very passionate about it.
Yeah, and my interpretation, I'll just throw out an old term, is I think they woke up the silent majority, and there's a whole group out there who maybe didn't come out to vote, but they didn't like what they were hearing or seeing, and said, I'm going to make it a point to vote this year.
Right.
I think also, perhaps there's an acknowledgement that there's not much cutting that can be done to the budget. Yes, 77 million is a lot, and I think last year was obviously a little bit less than that. I think everybody kind of understood we have to pass this because there really aren't too many other options.
Well, I think that's the lesson here, that people can't just, if you don't like the budget, don't just vote it down. You have to come up with constructive solutions. I think what the school board should do going forward is have more of a forum, some kind of suggestion box, maybe even some incentive for people to come forward, win a gift card or a free trip or a percentage of the savings. If you come up with a concrete idea that will save the system money. I think we need to open that dialogue, and for people not just to look at it as a binary yes or no vote, but here's how we can make the school system more efficient by coming up with solutions.
Yeah, I think we all need to work together. I mean, that message is loud and clear. And in other results, in the library trustee seat, David Tannenbaum won 2,073 to Reisman 1,284. I'm not sure what that significance is there. And again, the library budget passed as well, along with the school budget. So
no one seems to talk about the library vote as much as the school board vote. I guess it's kind of like the library itself, just very quiet.
So, Adam, you were at a recent Parliament meeting for Congressman D'Esposito?
That's true. I hadn't met the congressman before. It was nice to see him up close, and very accessible, very impressive, strong law enforcement background, very good knowledge of the issues for a freshman congressman who just took office last 2023, for his first year last year, up for re-election now. And he had a very good grasp of the issues that affect us, but most importantly, crime. Most importantly, his topic that he came to discuss was anti-Semitism, the rise in hate, the situation in Israel, the war in Gaza. So I think he came across very presentable as a full audience, and it was nice to hear his comments. And you can read all about it in detail on our site. There's a detailed story about it.
All right, and I think now is a great time for us to take a quick commercial break.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
All right, and we're back. We're going into hurricane season, and we got these flyers that were sent out in the mail. I've been hearing through some of the long-term forecasts that this hurricane season could be a real doozy for around the area. So make sure if you have a generator, make sure it's working. You got batteries and all that good stuff.
What I'm going to be looking into is one of these solar generators that I think people are talking about. That's much more efficient and easy. You can power your devices for a few hours if you need it. Obviously not going to run your whole house.
Yep. So now may be the time to go out and get it.
Yeah, these are the things that drive me a little bit crazy. It's going to be the worst hurricane season ever. The problem is, and look, I hope it isn't just for safety, but if they say this every time and it turns out not to be the case, people are just going to react and say they don't know what they're talking about. I'm not going to worry about it, when in fact preparations would be very important.
Yeah, I know. You never know when the big one's going to come or when the next Sandy is around the corner.
Keep your house, keep emergency equipment, lots of batteries and flashlights.
I don't think any of us can forget Sandy. Even though it's 10 years ago, and I do have a generator that seems to be collecting rust. But it is important. You just never know. Last time I was at Costco, I stocked up on batteries, and again, whatever. I'm ready for the big one.
There you go.
Let it come. Whoa, so we got this wild story. I mean, it's just very exciting human interest story. So Linda Bryan, not a common household name, but apparently she's been working for 50 years at the 7-Eleven on Hempstead Avenue.
50 years, wow.
This is unbelievable. And
almost as long as some of those hot dogs have been in the display case.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there. But they're having a special commemoration for her today. We hope to maybe go over and take a picture with Linda, and we just wish her all the best. And wow, can you imagine, how many Slurpees she's, ran through the register, over time?
The fact that she survived free Slurpee Day with people in this neighborhood is impressive by itself.
Yeah, so congrats to Linda Bryan, and she'll be appearing at the West Hempstead Historical Society in June, and really just an incredible accomplishment. 50 years, wow. So speaking of folks that have done a lot for the community, the Rotary Club had its annual dinner at the Plattdeutsch restaurant in Franklin Square, and it was to raise money for charity and for doing good deeds and kindness and all of that. The two people that were honored were our own Carl Riesterer Sr., as well as Helen Durier, both lifelong residents in the community, pillars of our community as well, and it was just great to see them there. And Adam, so along with this weather, I see that the pool is starting to get filled up. What's the latest on the outdoor pool?
Our exclusive sources tell us that the outdoor pool, which last year was closed for quite some time, will open this year June 15th. Of course, that's subject to change. Last year there was a mechanical issue. Apparently they had to scour the entire country for the proper filter parts. But it does seem like they're getting it ready. And the plan now is to open June 15th. I love the outdoor pool. I love the indoor pool. It's a great facility. We were deprived of it for several years during renovation and during COVID, but hopefully it opens. Everybody can have a great time at the pool. Great people at the pool.
Is the gym open?
The gym is actually open. I use the gym, and not only is it open, but it was recently repainted. Same old equipment, probably since the 70s. But they did repaint it and rearrange the equipment. And they took down the poster that was been hanging off there since the 80s. So it does look a little nicer. But
great. And
they got some modern, up-to-date equipment. But
the big question is
asking too much.
Is there soap in the showers?
There's occasionally soap in the showers.
Okay, well,
so
there you
I bring
go.
my own.
And we mean June 15th of 2024, correct? Or
I believe that's the plan. But you never know with the town of Hempstead and our good friends at the town of Hempstead Parks and Rec. This kind of reminds me of the sitcom Parks and Rec, but that's
There
another
you go.
story.
You know what, Adam? I'm really getting hungry. And what better way to find incredible snacks
It's a
than...
few weeks past my birthday, but we'll take it.
Look at this amazing plate from Riesterer. I mean, they have the most amazing stuff. So it just so happens that this week is Blueberry Cheesecake Week, and you can get a 3-inch blueberry cheesecake. It's on special there. They also have, it's $4 each, and we're gonna...
Bargain.
It is a bargain.
Come on, somebody do the Vanna White and hold it up so that we can see it. Now look at that cheese.
This is real food. This is not a replica.
No. We plan on eating it.
in the display case for a show.
Also, for Memorial Day, they have your patriotic cupcakes and
cream-soaked flag
and blueberry muffins. They're also coming out with the open blueberry cakes. Are going to be a special between May 27th and June 2nd. I love those round blueberry cakes. It's actually one of the best things that they ever make. But wait, hold on to this. I got breaking news. It literally just came in right before we were about to go on air. I heard that, really, if we have seatbelts, put them on. I heard from Carl Riesterer Jr. and waffles and ice cream are starting to open up tomorrow. So you heard it here first. There's waffles and ice cream starting out at Riesterer.
There was actual dinner when I was a kid.
Well, I think it's still dinner for me, and I'm not a kid anymore.
Right. So here's your opportunity to go out for dinner at Riester's and pick up waffles and ice cream. Sounds good to me.
I was very impressed when about a year ago when we had the tour of Riester's in the kitchen, and you can still find that video on our YouTube channel. It's a great walkthrough, not only learning about how they make their delicious food, but the history of the place and the challenges they face as a modern institution in this town. Every time I go in there, I feel like a new sense of connection to them because I see them. I see the people behind it, and I see that it's a small business that's thriving. It employs people in the town and provides us amazing delicacies like this.
So I think we should also point out, because we nearly forgot, that Memorial Day, of course, is coming up, which means that the annual Memorial Day Parade will be taking place this Monday. I believe it's going all the way up to Woodlawn, just past the post office. I'm not sure if it's starting down at the church down near the Carvel. But do by all means come out.
Show up as a spectator or show up as a marcher?
100%. Go call our friend Joe Verone if you'd like to watch. We'd be happy to have you. And by all means, come out and support the town.
Absolutely.
And show respect for your veterans who made the ultimate sacrifice for
100%.
a great nation.
Totally. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this week in West Hempstead. I want to thank you, Adam. I want to thank you, Dan. And I'm going back and finishing the cake.
All right.
Have a great week.
The show really takes the cake.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you would like to sponsor our program, much like Spiegel Law, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Riester's, or perhaps provide us with other things we can sample, by all means reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.
Welcome to I&D Glot. We love our customers. We have the freshest produce. We have all the groceries you need. We have the best cuts of beef, veal, lamb, chicken for the best price. And of course, a bakery department with all fresh cookies, cakes, and freshest bakery item. And of course, with a takeout department with delicious food. If you need to place an order, do it online. We'll deliver it to you, or come into the store and shop. We can't wait to see you.